Soak garlic this way to help your body become healthier every day. Did you know that garlic is not only a familiar spice in the kitchen, but has also been used for a very long time as a natural health-supporting food? In today's video, I will share with you 2 simple garlic pickling methods that I use most often. The great thing is that you don't need any complicated ingredients. With just a few simple steps, you can prepare delicious jars of pickled garlic to use later. And that's not all. Before we start the garlic pickling process, I will also share 5 super quick garlic peeling tricks that help you process a large amount of garlic in just a few minutes, saving a significant amount of time and effort in the kitchen. If you enjoy simple, time-saving, and useful kitchen tips for everyday life, please stay until the end of the video. Now, let's get started. For the first method, I will place all of the garlic into a large bowl and simply add water. You can use hot water or even boiling water to peel garlic more quickly. However, garlic contains allicin, a compound that is sensitive to high temperatures. When the temperature exceeds 140 degrees Fahrenheit, this compound begins to break down, so be careful not to use water that is too hot. After 20 minutes, the skin becomes much softer, to the point where you only need to pull it gently for it to come off immediately. This method is really convenient, especially if you have a lot of garlic to process. I'll peel a few cloves now to show you just how clean the results turn out. It's a great, effortless way to keep your cloves whole and ready for pickling. Now, let's move on to the second method, which is very simple. I simply use my thumb and index finger to hold the garlic clove like this. Squeeze it a little firmly, and the skin will automatically begin to crack open. When that happens, peeling the garlic becomes much easier. I'll do it one more time. Just hold the garlic clove like this. Use 2 fingers and squeeze a little firmly, and the skin will pop right off. That makes the entire peeling process much easier and requires no extra tools. For the third method, I noticed that my grandmother often uses a plastic bottle cap like this, and it actually works quite well. I feel that using a knife to peel garlic can be a bit risky for older adults, especially those who have conditions such as arthritis that make wrist movements much more difficult. Honestly, using this bottle cap is actually quite effective. It provides a good grip and surface area to apply pressure without needing sharp tools. It's not bad at all, and it makes handling the cloves safe and simple. Next is the fourth method. I usually put the garlic into an oven or an air fryer. This technique is actually quite similar to the warm water soaking method that we used earlier. I will set the air fryer to its lowest temperature and leave it in for about 5 minutes. Just a quick reminder that the beneficial allicin in garlic begins to break down when the temperature exceeds 140 degrees Fahrenheit. Therefore, I will keep the air fryer at this low temperature to ensure that the garlic retains all of its valuable properties. Putting the garlic in the oven like this makes the skin much easier to peel. It no longer clings tightly as it did before. Peeling them now is actually quite enjoyable and convenient. Little tips like these really help me save a lot of time in the kitchen. And finally, this is my favorite garlic peeling method. It's the technique that I actually use most often. First, simply cut off the hard root end of each garlic clove. This small step makes a big difference in how easily the skin will release once we start the shaking process. Then, take a container, put the garlic cloves inside, and shake it vigorously. The key is to make sure the garlic cloves hit the bottom and the lid of the container, as those are the hardest surfaces. This helps the skins come off automatically. Even if the skins do not fall off completely, they will become much looser and much easier to handle. After shaking, some of these garlic cloves have already been peeled completely. For the cloves that still have a little skin left, you only need to give them a gentle pull, and the skin will slide right off. There is no longer any issue with the skin sticking tightly to the garlic cloves. I really like this method because it is extremely convenient and preserves all of the nutrients since no heat is used. Once the garlic has been completely peeled and is ready to use, I will sprinkle a little salt over it and mix it thoroughly. The reason I rub the garlic with salt and let it sit for about 30 minutes is to reduce some of its pungent flavor. In addition, this step also helps the garlic absorb the vinegar better in the next stage. After that time has passed, I will rinse the garlic thoroughly to remove any excess salt. This ensures the garlic isn't overly salty. When we move on to the pickling process, the next step is very important. You must make sure the garlic is completely dry before moving on to the next stage. If there is any moisture left on the surface, the garlic may spoil, so take your time to ensure they are fully dry. Now, I am going to make 2 jars of pickled garlic. For the first jar, I will simply add the garlic first, and I will add the pickling liquid a little later. But for the second jar, I will do things a little differently. I like to add some fresh turmeric because turmeric is very good for your health and contains curcumin, a compound that is very helpful in supporting anti-inflammatory benefits. Next, let's prepare the pickling liquid. I need about 3 cups of water. I will use raw apple cider vinegar with the mother still intact for this recipe. I add about 3 cups of vinegar. To balance the sourness, I will add 1 cup of sugar and I add 2 teaspoons of salt. I stir well until the sugar and salt are completely dissolved. We will bring this mixture to a boil and then let it simmer gently for a few minutes. I will allow the pickling liquid to cool completely before pouring it into the jars to ensure that the garlic retains all of its beneficial properties. After 2 or 3 days, it is ready to eat. The garlic begins to lose its strong pungent flavor and develops a pleasantly mild sour taste. But if you wait 5 to 7 days, the flavor will be much better. Next, I would like to share with you how to ferment garlic with honey. This is a wonderful health-boosting method, and I always keep a jar of it at home. The most important thing is to use raw, unpasteurized honey. If the honey has been heat-treated, the beneficial microorganisms will no longer be present, and we need them to initiate the fermentation process. For the garlic, simply peel the cloves and place them in a jar. Once the honey completely covers all of the garlic, I seal the jar and leave it at room temperature for about 14 days. During the first week, I turn the jar upside down once a day to make sure all of the garlic cloves remain evenly coated with honey. I really like this method because it is extremely convenient and preserves the natural qualities of the garlic since no heat is used. When the honey becomes thinner and turns a darker color, you will know that it is ready to use. I hope you will enjoy this simple yet highly effective recipe for your health. If you found this tip helpful, please give this video a like. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any new videos about living a healthier and happier life. And I'll see you again in the next video.